Indo-Pacific on edge. Chinese jets lock onto Japanese fighters as Philippines unveils new precision weapons. The skies over the Indo-Pacific have become a theater of high-stakes military drama. Tensions, once simmering, are now boiling over. A recent incident near Okinawa has sent shockwaves across the region. Chinese fighter jets reportedly locked their fire control radar onto Japanese aircraft, a direct and aggressive military signal. This single act has pushed the delicate balance of power in the East China Sea closer to a dangerous precipice. It's part of a much larger, more complex story unfolding across the Indo-Pacific. From the contested waters of the South China Sea to the strategic islands of Japan, a new reality is setting in. The old rules of engagement are fading, replaced by a new era of confrontation. Further south, the Philippine Air Force has just announced a major upgrade, arming its Super Tucano aircraft with advanced precision-guided bombs. This move signals a strategic shift for a nation long limited by its military capabilities. Manila is drawing its own line in the sand, showing it won't be a passive observer in the region's escalating power games. These two events, though separated by thousands of miles, are deeply connected. One an act of military intimidation, the other a determined effort to build defensive strength. Together, they paint a vivid picture of the Indo-Pacific today, a region caught between provocation and preparation. The strategic plates are shifting, and every nation in the region is feeling the tremors. The question now, how to prevent conflict from becoming inevitable. The incident occurred near the Senkaku Islands, a group of uninhabited islets in the East China Sea, claimed by both Japan and China. On a routine patrol, Japanese F-15J fighters monitored Chinese military aircraft. Suddenly, the Japanese pilots received a radar lock-on alert. Chinese Su-30s had targeted them with fire control radar, a hostile act signaling imminent attack. A routine mission instantly became a potential life-or-death confrontation. The pilots initiated defensive maneuvers, releasing countermeasures to break the lock and de-escalate. The professionalism of the Japanese pilots prevented disaster, but the incident left an indelible mark. The Chinese aircraft did not fire and eventually departed, but the message was clear. This was a deliberate demonstration of capability and intent, testing Japanese reactions and pushing boundaries. Such encounters are psychological warfare, designed to intimidate and establish dominance in contested airspace. The use of fire control radar marks a significant escalation, moving beyond presence patrols into simulated combat. Each encounter raises the stakes, increasing the risk of miscalculation or accident. The skies over the East China Sea are becoming more crowded and dangerous by the day. For Japan, these incidents are a stark reminder of the region's volatility. For China, it's a calculated move in a broader strategy. The world watches, hoping these dangerous dances don't spiral out of control. To grasp the gravity of the Okinawa incident, it's crucial to understand what a radar lock-on means. Modern fighter jets use search radar to detect aircraft, standard, non-hostile procedure. But fire control radar is different. It locks onto a single target, feeding precise data to onboard missiles. For the targeted pilot, the lock-on alert is the most terrifying sound, a signal that an adversary is preparing to shoot. It's the final step before weapons are deployed, universally understood as an extremely aggressive act. Locking fire control radar is often considered justifiable grounds for self-defense. Such actions force split-second decisions that could trigger international incidents or even war. The line between simulated and real attack becomes dangerously thin. China's use of fire control radar was a calculated risk, a deliberate escalation to send a message. It signals China's willingness to bring both sides to the brink of combat. This tactic dramatically increases the chances of miscalculation. A single error could have turned this tense encounter into a deadly exchange, with devastating consequences for the region. Tokyo's response was swift and furious. Japan lodged a strong diplomatic protest with Beijing, condemning the action as extremely dangerous. The Japanese defense minister held an emergency press conference, emphasizing the pilot's restraint. This public disclosure was strategic, meant to rally international support and highlight the risks Japan faces. The incident has hardened attitudes within Japan, fueling support for increased defense spending and a stronger alliance with the United States. Across the region, other nations watched with alarm, seeing the event as a sign of China's growing willingness to use military might. the US reaffirmed its commitment to defend Japan, specifically covering the Senkaku Islands. This was a clear warning to Beijing. Actions against Japan would have consequences for its relationship with Washington. The diplomatic fallout has rippled across the globe, raising the stakes for all major powers involved. The Okinawa radar incident is part of China's broader gray zone warfare strategy, coercive actions that stop just short of war. China uses its Coast Guard, maritime militia, and air force to probe boundaries and shift the status quo. In the South China Sea, it builds and militarizes artificial islands, uses water cannons against Filipino boats, and swarms contested reefs. In the skies, Chinese aircraft frequently enter Taiwan's airspace, testing defenses. Each action alone may not trigger war, but together they form a relentless campaign of pressure. The radar lock-on near Okinawa fits this playbook, a calculated act of intimidation that stops just short of firing. China can deny hostile intent, creating confusion and making it hard for others to justify a strong response. The challenge for Japan, the US, and others is to push back without being drawn into unwanted conflict. It requires persistent presence, strong alliances, and a clear willingness to defend international law. While tensions rose in the East China Sea, the Philippine Air Force announced a major upgrade: precision-guided munitions for its Super Tucano aircraft. These smart weapons, equipped with laser guidance, allow pinpoint strikes against moving targets at sea. This transforms the Super Tucano into a credible maritime defense platform. The upgrade is a direct response to gray zone tactics in the West Philippine Sea. It marks a shift from internal security to territorial defense. Manila is signaling its seriousness about defending its sovereign rights. The move also reflects a strengthening alliance with the United States, which provides technology and training. By developing its own capabilities, the Philippines becomes a more resilient security partner. Even smaller nations can take meaningful steps to secure their futures. This is a crucial step in building a network of like-minded nations for a free and open Indo-Pacific. A fighter jet encounter near Japan and a weapons upgrade in the Philippines are deeply interconnected. Both are responses to China's assertive military posture, manifestations of the same expansionist policy. Nations across the region are realizing that diplomacy alone is not enough. The incident near Okinawa reminds even powerful militaries like Japan's that they can be targeted. For the Philippines, it's a call to modernize and prepare for similar threats. This dynamic is fueling a quiet arms modernization race across the Indo-Pacific. Vietnam, Australia, Taiwan, and Japan are all boosting their defenses. These are defensive measures, not offensive ones, born out of concern for the shifting balance of power. China's gray zone actions are the catalyst. Defensive modernization is the response. This action-reaction cycle is defining the region's new strategic reality. The challenge: prevent this escalating cycle from spiraling into open conflict. In this tense environment, alliances are more critical than ever. The United States and its treaty allies, Japan, the Philippines, South Korea, Australia, form the backbone of regional security. The US-Japan Security Treaty and the US-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty act as powerful deterrents. Washington's immediate response to the Okinawa incident sent a clear message: an attack on an ally is an attack on the US joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and support for modernization, like the Super Tucano PAI upgrade, are tangible benefits. The US expects allies to strengthen their own defenses, making the alliance network more resilient. Closer cooperation between Japan, the Philippines, and Australia is creating a united front. The risk of accidental conflict puts these alliances to the test. The US maintains a strong forward presence to deter conflict and reassure allies. The strength and credibility of these alliances are vital to maintaining peace in a region on edge. The Indo-Pacific's unfolding events underscore a timeless lesson: peace is preserved by preparing for war. Deterrence, convincing adversaries that the cost of attack is too high, is now central to regional security. Japan's powerful military and the Philippines' new precision weapons are both forms of deterrence. This drive for modernization isn't about seeking conflict, but preventing it. Defensive strength, coordinated among allies, creates stability and reduces the risk of miscalculation. But deterrence alone isn't enough. Robust diplomacy is essential. Open communication and crisis management are vital to prevent accidents. The future of the Indo-Pacific rests on balancing deterrence and diplomacy. While nations hope for peace, they prepare for the worst. The world is watching, hoping this tense chapter ends in stability, not conflict.